Hi everybody, I'm Paul, and welcome to another Design Lab video section. In this section, I will discuss the plan, elevation, and section. Those just happen to be the three most common images that architects use to describe buildings. So come along with me. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the plan view and elevation in the section. What is that? I haven't talked about it yet, so here it is. So the plan view is when you take a section and you take a building and you cut through it. Cut it right down through the middle. And then when you cut through that building, you simply lift away the top, and what you're looking at is the plan view. So it describes the exterior walls, it describes where the interior walls are, it describes if you're cutting through windows, and it's a snapshot of that floor at a particular height, usually around 3 to 4 feet. So, in this room, my table right here is about at 3 foot. So, there'd be a cutting plane right through all this space. And if you lifted my office apart, you would see the walls and you'd see the floor beyond and so on and so forth. So it's exactly the same like this. Now, elevations are a little bit different because the plan takes care of the inside of the building, but the elevations take care of the outside of the building. So an elevation is just like looking at the front of a building straight on, or the right side of the building, or the left side of the building, or even the rear of the building. Now, some people say that the roof plan is an elevation. I call it the fifth floor. It's actually you'll draw it as a plan, but it's kind of like an elevation. So you draw the flat part, you draw the slope part, and you draw the other flat part, but when you draw it in plan, this sloped bit turns flat. And so it's only going to be from here to here on your drawing, on your roof plan. But when you look at the roof plan and then you look at the side elevation, then you start to understand that this is the flat part, that's the slope part, and this is the other flat part. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is the section. Now you can look at this building in two different ways. Well, first, what you want to do is when you cut a section, mind you, cutting a section is not like cutting a fart. That's different. That smells. Cutting a section doesn't smell. Totally fine. So what I was saying, when you look at how to cut a building section, you want to cut a section that's going to give you the most information about that building from one detail. And you can cut a section, and again, cutting a section is take the building, you slice it vertically, you pull it apart, and whichever way you're looking at that section, toss the other one away and look at that section in that way. So I could cut the building right where I have, and I could look this way, but all I'm seeing is the counter and the edge of slab and the window and the wall beyond. Okay, that's something. This is not my feature wall. This is my feature wall, which I didn't write down here. So that's the thing about doing these drawings. You forget little things like that. So when I cut the building this way and I look this way, now I see the floor slab. No, I don't see the countertop, but we all know what countertops are like. I see the edge of slab, I see the window wall, and I also see my feature wall. Now, what I could do is also show in hidden dashed lines. I could show how the steps go up, there's a landing, and then the steps continue up. And I could show that in a dashed line. So this section gives me the best opportunity to show the most, to help describe what's going on. So this is the section I'm going to draw. So that is, in a sense, a general description of the plan, elevation, and section. So, to review, the plan view is taking the building, slicing it, and then lifting away the top. And you end up with the first floor, and then cutting a section above the second floor. Then we end up looking at elevations, the front, the right side, the left side, and the rear. And then we can cut the building vertically, take this side away, and what we are left with is a building section. So I've certainly enjoyed my time with you. Until next time, I'll see you later. And remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words.